Dear members of the European Parliament, international organizations, esteemed colleagues, first of all, I sincerely thank you for your help to Ukraine. As a deputy mayor of Kривий, I would like to tell you a few words about my city. We are the largest city in central Ukraine and the longest in Europe, almost 130 kilometers long, and the largest industrial center in our country. Before the start of the Russian-Ukraine war, Kривий contributed 7 to 9% of country's GDP. Now, due to the destruction and occupation of many industrial cities and enterprises in Ukraine, Kривий share, according to the World Bank, may reach 17 to 19% of Ukraine's GDP. The population is 700,000 people, including 80,000 internally displaced persons, and it continues to grow. Let me briefly outline the situation in the city and its needs. The enemy constantly bombards Kривий industrial enterprises and civilian infrastructure with missiles. Our city water utility serves over 1 million people, residents of the city and surrounding areas. In September 2022, the Russians launched 8 missiles at the Karachunivsky Dam, which plays a significant role in supplying water to the city. This reservoir holds about 300 million cubic meters of water and is located near Kривий and at higher levels than the city's residential areas. Thanks to the heroism of our utility workers, the disaster was prevented. Hence, the Russians breached the dam. Around 100,000 people could have perished. In June 2023, the Russians destroyed the Kakhovka hydroelectric dam, from which the city sourced its water. Kривий was left without water supply. A project to establish an alternative water supply was quickly implemented. We began drawing water from the Dnieper River, 100 kilometers away from the city. However, due to the change in the water source, the quality of water was deteriorated significantly. As a result, the demand for chemicals for water treatment has increased 5 to 6 times. By the end of the current year, we need two reagents: 4,500 tons of coagulants and 800 tons of chlorine. Water supply pipes and special equipment topics. The Russians are systematically destroying Ukraine's energy enterprises. As a result, blackouts occur constantly, leading to emergency shutdowns of water utility pumps. This causes water hammering in the pipeline system, leading to pipe bursts and damages. Additionally, electrical equipment, pumps, frequency converters, etc. is being damaged. Direct missile and drone strikes are destroyed building, engineering equipment and pipelines of the water utility. We need constant replacements and repairs of equipment and pipes that have failed. Before the full-scale war, there were 10 to 15 pipe bursts per day in Kривий, but now on some days we are up to 200. Consequences: both residents and enterprises are experiencing water supply problems, and we have seen a sharp increase in water losses, which is not only an economic but also an environmental issue. To carry our repairs, we urgently need additional equipment and machinery: excavators, trucks, emergency vehicles, and more. Blackouts occur regularly. Therefore, to ensure uninterrupted operation of the pumping stations, we need to implement alternative energy sources, primarily through green energy, cogeneration units, solar power plants, generations, and other. The situation with heating and sewerage is similar to that of water supply. We need pumps, alternative energy sources, vehicles, engineering equipment, and dozens of kilometers of pipes. All of this is needed both for replacement and reserve for emergency repair work. Strategy for the restoration of Kривий Ріг, last topic. We have created a strong expert group in the city consisting of specialists from Ukraine and the EU. We have analyzed our needs in heating, water supply and sewerage systems and are beginning to develop a comprehensive restoration strategy for Kривий Ріг. It consists of two parts. The first is responding to urgent challenges which I have outlined. The second is strategic tasks, including changing the water and health heating supply models, implementing new technologies, and attracting investments. I want to know that we are working systematically with many international organizations and governments of different countries, including on water utility support. Our reliable partners include UNHCR, UNICEF, IOM, ICRC, People in Need, UNDP, Luxembourg's Development Agency, LuxDev, and others. We invite you to join the development and implementation of a comprehensive strategy that will consider existing risks, expert support, the best European practice, and current EU standards, as well as the need to changes in Ukrainian legislation. Kривий Ріг is open to cooperation. In close collaboration with your teams, we will ensure work efficiency and full transparency to achieve a high-quality result. We take into account Europe's experience in these matters. Our goal is to make Kривий Ріг a regional growth pole in Ukraine to create the best practices for infrastructure restoration and development. I emphasize that we are planning all changes with Ukraine's European integration in mind. We do not just want to restore the old, but build something new, more efficient, following European standards. This will also allow other regions and cities in Ukraine to learn from our experience. I'm not only Deputy Mayor of Kривий Ріг, I'm also the Vice President of the Assembly of European Regions. This week is very special for all regions, both from the EU and the Eastern Partnership. The Regions Week, held once a year, is when all EU regions gather in Brussels to discuss joint cooperation. Yesterday and the day before in Brussels, we discussed involving the best experiences and resources of EU regions in developing projects to restore Ukrainian regions and cities, primarily Kривий Ріг. I hope that when I return to Ukraine, I will bring good news from both EU regions and our partners gathered today at the Ambrela Development Forum. Once again, I thank you, our partners, for your continued support in Ukraine's recovery. Thank you. Let's go together. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergey, for a small presentation. And yeah, please applause in case you want. That's honestly, I'm sorry for tough situation in Kривий Ріг, but also I'm very proud that you are ready to handle 3 different types of responses, because you have emergency response, you're thinking about improving your infrastructure facilities, and at the same time I know that Kривий Ріг is working on development. It's about green energy. What kind of green energy projects do you have? Can you tell us more about that? It's about kind of bright future, so that's why. Okay, just a second. I'll translate into Ukrainian, but I know that everyone who speaks all Slavic languages will understand me. So in case something, please correct. Знаю, що Кривий Ріг відповідає на реагування термінове, на реагування вдосконалення інфраструктурної системи, і додатково у вас є проекти для розвитку. Що у вас з зеленою енергетикою? Чи у вас є якісь проекти, чи немає? Якщо є, то які?
Так, ми розуміємо, що зараз, коли росіяни постійно руйнують централізовану електроенергію, мережу електроенергії, для нас альтернативою є впровадження окремих невеличких блоків, децентралізація енергопостачання.
So we know, as Russia is now attacking central infrastructure system, the most important for us is to decentralize and to make some small centers of energy, power and resources.
Тому ми зараз з агенціями ООН, зокрема, опрацьовуємо впровадження зеленої енергетики на наших комунальних підприємствах. Перш за все, це міський водоканал та забезпечення теплом.
So now, together with UN agency support, we are improving that kind of project to support with central heating and additionally and water supply.
Да, окремим напрямом є встановлення зеленої енергетики, це перш за все сонячних панелей, на наші лікарні, дитячі садочки та школи. У нас таких вже реалізується біля 40 проєктів.
So around 40 projects they have about green energy when they install solar panels for hospitals and schools.
По багатьом проєктам Кривий Ріг є пілотним для України, тому я наголошую на тому, що ми є прикладом регіонального зростання. Да, і інші регіони, менше по обсягу, вони можуть брати, і ми ділимося з ними активно досвідом.
So in many projects, Kривий Ріг is kind of the main piloting city that try to pilot as many projects as they can, in fact, and they can share that experience with all other small cities in terms of implementation.
Да, я хочу додати, що дуже важливо. Ми розпочали активний діалог з нашими європейськими, в тому числі партнерами і регіонами. Вони приїжджають до нас і питають, яким чином ми реагували на ті чи інші виклики, тому що ми маємо тут в Україні унікальний досвід.
And additionally, in terms of European partners, many partners are coming to Kривий Ріг and ask them what about the experience, what challenges they face, and how they handle the situation from their side.
Це насправді дуже розумна реакція наших партнерів. Ми також думали, що ніколи не буде війни. Я бажаю Європі, щоб ніколи там також не було війни. Проте ми маємо враховувати той досвід, який, на жаль, у нас є, на випадок не лише військових ситуацій, я хочу сказати, і інших критичних ситуацій. Ми в цьому є, на жаль, найкращими зараз в світі.
From Serhi's side, it's very wise to come and to ask for experience because we never expected, like Ukrainians never expected to have the war, but unfortunately it happened. So we have to be ready and we have to move forward and to know the right solution or potential solution. Serhi, thanks a lot for a briefing. I think we'll get more questions here, so then we'll have all this full discussion. And I'm happy to announce that Elena will